This is a vault that only a fool can open. The door can only be unlocked if the IQ test result is 0. It turns out that this vault was specifically designed by the bank's president to counter the century's greatest thief, Lupin. With an IQ score of 300, Lupin was a genius, so the bank built a vault that only a complete fool could open and publicly challenged Lupin to try and break into it. When Lupin heard about this, he ignored the challenge. However, his friends got curious and started pressuring him to pay back his debts. Left with no money, Lupin had no choice but to accept the challenge. That night, Lupin secretly infiltrated the bank. He sat down in front of the test machine and began to clear his mind. The numbers on the machine dropped instantly, stopping at 35. However, no matter what he tried, Lupin couldn't lower the number any further. Suddenly, the lights came on, and 20 police officers and 30 reporters appeared around him. They had already predicted that Lupin would take the challenge and had been waiting in ambush at the bank. At that moment, Lupin quickly stood up, pulled out a bomb, and threw it at the police officers. However, when the police prepared to defend themselves, they were surprised to find that it was just a harmless Easter egg. By then, Lupin had already climbed to the top of the machine and promised that he would return the next day to open the vault. As Lupin returned home to think of a strategy, his friends suddenly remembered that Lupin's IQ dropped after he was physically hit. So, they began to beat him up relentlessly. After an entire day of torture, Lupin's IQ finally plateaued and couldn't drop any further. But with the appointed time approaching, his friends could only carry him to the bank, where they entered in front of the gathered crowd. Lupin sat down again and put on the test device. As the machine started, the numbers on the screen dropped rapidly, eventually stopping at 1. Just when everyone thought Lupin was about to fail, he suddenly had a brilliant idea. He quickly pulled out a large amount of fish and began eating furiously. It turned out that the fish contained ingredients that could boost his intelligence. He intended to exceed the machine's limits, causing the test to show a 0. In the end, Lupin successfully unlocked the vault door.